Now, I know when you look at this paper, it looks a little overwhelming, but all that drafting is, because drafting is the next step after you brainstorm generating ideas. Then you pre-write planning out your ideas, saying, okay, I'm going to start with the bada bing in my central idea statement. I'm going to tell why. Why are you writing about this? Why is this your favorite subject? And then I'm going to give examples that explain why by telling as many of the who, what, when, where, and why that I possibly can. And then it's very important to explode your word choices and write a good ending. So right now, I don't want you to be overwhelmed. I just want you to kind of be able to see what I did. I wrote a bada bing statement. Now remember, everything in my paper is going to go back and support why my favorite subject is math. So I tried to think of a catchy title. I didn't want to just say my favorite subject is math because that's boring. So for my title, I said, is that your final answer? Then I went through and I wrote a ba. What were my feet doing? My feet walked quickly to room 110 where I was going to start my day with math. That's my ba, and it starts with a capital letter and it ends with a period. Then my da is what were my eyes seeing? I saw numbers and words scribbled on the board, and I knew I needed to put on my thinking cap. Again, that's what my eyes saw, and it starts with a capital letter and it ends with an end mark. And then my being is what was I thinking. I know all these answers, I thought to myself. That's what I was thinking. And then the fourth sentence in that paragraph is, my favorite subject is math. And everything in this paper is going to go back and support why my favorite subject is math. Then in this paragraph, I went through and I wrote why. Why did I choose to write about this? Although there are many activities and subjects that we do each day, I always look forward to math because I never know what new concept we are going to be learning. Again, starts with a capital letter and ends with an exclamation mark. Who? Who turned me on to math? Who got me excited about math? So I said, who did it? And when we write our final draft, we're not going to put these prompts. This is just to help you write out your draft. It says, as far as I can remember, I have always been good at math. I come from a long line of math teachers. My Oma was a math teacher, and so was my Aunt Loy. And I don't need a comma there because so was my Aunt Loy is not a complete sentence. The person who really made me love math was Mrs. Bradburn, my 4th grade teacher. So right there I told you who made me like math. Then, where? Where can you use math, or where? Anything that you could say about a where. You use math everywhere, every day. At the grocery store, comma, you have to know how to add because if you don't, you may not have enough money. You also need to know how to tell time. Otherwise, you might be late. So that's where. Where do you use math? And when? When do I do math? Math is the first subject that my class goes to. I love this because my brain is rested and it is sharp as a tack. And all of these reasons point back to why math is my favorite subject. Then for my ending, and today I want every one of you to start with an I will always remember. What could you say that you'll always remember about math? I said, I will always remember Mrs. Bradburn singing the Western dance song with us when she was trying to teach us our multiplication facts. 6 times 9 is 54, the song would twang. Learning math is an important life skill that you will carry with you forever. So even though this is an overwhelming draft to look at, all I did was I wrote a bada bing and my central idea statement that defines what my favorite subject is. Then I told you why I picked this. I told you who helped me learn to like math, or who do I do math with. Anything that you can think of that's a who. Where do you use math, or where do you learn about math? When do you do math? And then down here I did I will always remember what you will always remember about math. So drafting is when you go back and you actually write your paper, which is exactly what I did. I went back and I wrote my paper start to finish. And this is good because this is my rough draft.